Hey there, fellow explorers, and welcome back to the Timeless Wisdom Podcast. You know us, we like to grab a fascinating topic and take a deep dive into it, bringing back the most insightful treasures for you guys.
And
And
today,
today...
we are plunging into the world of hooponopono.
Ooh, exotic.
It might sound a bit exotic at
Movie
first,
out there.
but trust me,
Yeah.
it's incredibly relevant, especially for those of you looking to manifest your best lives.
Right, I mean, who isn't trying to manifest their best life these days? So let's break it down. What exactly is Ho'oponopono?
Well, at its heart, Ho'oponopono is this ancient Hawaiian practice
Okay.
that focuses on achieving harmony and balance in life. It's about making things right.
Making things right. I like that. But I've heard it involves taking like 100% responsibility.
Yeah,
That sounds a little intense.
it does.
I mean, does that mean like everything that happens to me is my fault?
That's a common misconception.
Well, okay.
It's not about blame or guilt.
Right.
It's about recognizing the power of your own consciousness.
Okay.
In Ho'oponopono, we acknowledge that everything we experience is a reflection of something within us.
Okay, so it's more about acknowledging that we have a role to play in shaping our reality.
Exactly.
Interesting. So case studies show, I think I read this, that Dr. Hugh Len,
Yes.
a psychologist who brought Ho'oponopono into the modern world, actually used it to heal
Yes.
an entire ward of mentally ill patients
Uh-huh.
without ever directly interacting with them.
That's right.
Wait, hold on. He healed an entire ward just by, what, thinking about them.
It's fascinating, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's one of the amazing things about Ho'opono.
But how's that even possible?
Well, Ho'opono operates on this premise that our subconscious mind is filled with these memories.
Mm-hmm.
And some of these memories can create like blockages or disharmony in our lives.
Okay.
It's kind of like having, a computer program with a glitch that keeps causing errors.
So how do we fix the glitch? Do we just, like, delete the bad memories?
It's not so much about deleting as it is about cleaning.
Clean.
Yeah, Ho'oponopono teaches us to appeal to a higher power,
Okay.
to divinity,
Uh-huh.
to neutralize or transmute those memories that are causing problems.
Okay, so we're basically asking for divine intervention to help us kind of clear out the mental clutter.
You got it.
That makes sense. But how do we even know which memories to clean? It's not like we have a mental filing cabinet where we can just pull out the bad ones, right?
You're exactly right. It's a great point, and that's where the understanding of the three selves comes in.
Okay.
In Ho'oponopono, we recognize the superconscious, the conscious, and the subconscious.
Okay.
The subconscious, or sometimes it's referred to as unisapili in Hawaiian, is where those memories are stored.
Okay.
Think of it like a child who needs guidance and support
Oh, I like that.
to let go of what's no longer serving them.
I love that analogy.
Yeah.
So we're kind of working with our inner child to heal and release.
Exactly.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense. What kind of support are we giving them to clean those memories?
Well, the beauty of Ho'oponopono is that it offers simple yet powerful tools for this cleansing process.
Like what?
Well, one of the most well-known is the repetition of 4 phrases.
Okay.
And they are, I love you, I'm sorry, please forgive me, and thank you.
Those are such simple phrases. How can something so simple be so powerful?
That's the beauty of it. By repeating these phrases with sincerity, we're essentially sending love and forgiveness to our subconscious,
Okay.
helping it to release those painful memories
Okay.
and return to a state of zero.
A state of zero. What does that mean exactly?
It's a state of pure potential,
Okay.
where we're open to inspiration and guidance from divinity.
Okay.
Think of it as like hitting the reset button,
Got it.
allowing us to connect with our true selves and create a more harmonious reality.
Wow, that sounds incredible. But are there other tools besides the 4 phrases?
Absolutely.
Tell me more.
There's blue solder water, a special kind of water charged to the energy of the sun, a breathing technique called the Ha breath, and even something called silence pills.
Silence pills.
Yep.
Okay.
These tools all work in different ways to help us cleanse our subconscious
Okay.
and restore inner balance.
Silence pills. That sounds intriguing. Do you swallow them?
Not exactly. They're more of a mental exercise, a way of consciously choosing silence over negative thoughts and emotions.
So it's like a mental detox.
Precisely. It's about creating space for peace and clarity in our minds.
This is fascinating. I'm starting to see how Ho'oponopono can really help us navigate the challenges of our modern world. I mean, like,
Yeah,
it seems like now more than ever we're bombarded with negativity, and
it is.
it's hard to stay positive and
Yeah, it's really tough.
focused.
Yeah, it's a practice, and that's what Ho'oponopono is all about. It's
Uh,
about recognizing that true change begins within ourselves.
Okay.
By healing our inner world, we can create a ripple effect.
Okay.
That extends outward,
Interesting.
transforming our relationships, our experiences,
Yeah.
and ultimately the world around us.
Okay, so how do we bring this into our daily lives? How do we actually start using these tools to create that transformation?
Well, one of the first steps is to just start becoming aware
Mm-hmm.
of our thoughts and feelings, to really pay attention to what's going on inside.
Oh, like tuning into our inner world.
Exactly. And as we become more aware,
Okay.
we can start to identify those negative patterns,
Okay.
those limiting beliefs
Okay.
that might be holding us back.
And then we can use the tools of hooponopono, like the 4 phrases, to start cleaning those patterns and beliefs.
Yes.
Okay.
And remember, it's a process. It takes time and patience.
Yeah.
But with consistent practice, we can start to shift our energy
Yeah.
and create a more harmonious reality.
It sounds like it's all about making conscious choices, right? Like choosing to focus on love and forgiveness instead of getting caught up in negativity.
Exactly. It's about reclaiming our power as creators.
That's empowering. It's like we're taking back control of our lives.
Yes, we are.
And that's a really good feeling.
It is. And
Yeah.
remember, the key is to approach this with a sense of compassion, both for ourselves and for others.
Uh-huh.
We're all on this journey together.
I love that. It's a reminder that we're not alone in this.
We're not.
So as we delve deeper into the world of Ho'oponopono, I'm curious to explore those tools in more detail. Can you tell us more about how they work and how we can start incorporating them into our lives?
Absolutely. Let's start with blue solar water.
Okay.
It's incredibly easy to make,
All right.
and yet surprisingly potent.
I'm all ears.
All you need is a blue glass bottle,
Okay.
fill it with water,
All right.
and leave it in the sun for at least an hour.
Okay.
The blue color and sunlight work together to create a kind of energetic infusion that can help to cleanse and purify your energy field.
So you're saying the water absorbs the vibrations of the blue color and the sunlight.
That's the idea.
Okay.
And then when you drink it,
Yep.
you're taking in those positive vibrations.
Interesting. So it's not just regular water anymore. It's water that's been like charged with a specific intent.
Precisely.
I see.
And it's a simple way to bring a little bit of Hooponopono into your everyday routine.
I'm definitely going to try that. Now, what about that ha breath you mentioned? That one sounds interesting too.
The Ha breath is a powerful technique for clearing not only your own energy, but also the energy of your family, ancestors, and even the planet.
Wow, that's quite a reach.
It speaks to the interconnectedness that Ho'oponopono emphasizes.
Right.
We're not isolated beings. We're all part of a larger web of energy.
Yeah, I see. So by clearing our own energy, we're also contributing to the healing of the collective.
Exactly.
That's powerful.
It is.
So how do you do it?
So for the Ha breath, you simply take a deep breath in, imagining you're drawing in all the negativity,
Okay.
and then exhale forcefully with a Ha sound, releasing it out into the universe to be transmuted.
That sounds really cathartic.
It is.
Like a way to clear out all the stagnant energy?
Exactly. And you can do it anytime, anywhere.
Okay.
Whenever you feel stressed or overwhelmed, just take a few Ha breaths.
Okay, I'm adding that to my mental toolkit. Now, those silence pills, those still have me intrigued.
Yeah.
How do those work exactly?
Think of it this way. We're constantly bombarded with information and stimulation, and it can be difficult to find moments of true stillness.
Especially in today's world, yeah.
Exactly. So the silence pill is a way to intentionally create that stillness.
Okay.
It's a mental exercise where you choose to be completely silent, both internally and externally.
So no talking, no thinking, no distractions.
Ideally, yes.
Wow.
It's about creating a space of pure emptiness, allowing your subconscious to release what it needs to without interference.
That sounds challenging,
It is.
but also incredibly liberating.
It is. It's a way to tap into the power of silence, which is often where the greatest insights and breakthroughs occur.
I'm sensing a theme here. It's like all of these tools are pointing us back to the importance of our inner world.
You're absolutely right.
Yeah.
Ho'oponopono is all about recognizing that true transformation begins within.
Okay.
By clearing our inner space, we create the conditions for a more harmonious outer reality.
And that outer reality includes everything?
Yes.
Like our relationships, our health, our finances, our creativity, everything.
Exactly. It's all interconnected.
Yeah.
And by healing ourselves, we contribute to the healing of the whole.
This has been such an eye-opening exploration of Ho'oponopono. I'm already feeling inspired to start incorporating these tools into my life. But before we move on, I want to go back to something you mentioned earlier, the concept of taking 100% responsibility.
Ah, yes. That's a cornerstone of the practice.
Yeah, and it still feels a bit paradoxical to me.
Okay.
How can I be responsible for everything that happens in my life?
Yeah.
Especially the things that seem completely outside of my control.
It's not about blaming ourselves for everything. It's about understanding that we have a role to play in every experience, even the ones that seem negative or challenging.
Can you give an example?
Sure. Let's say you're having a conflict with a coworker.
Okay.
From the hooponopono perspective,
Yeah.
instead of focusing on what the other person is doing wrong, you would turn inward and ask yourself, what part of me is being reflected in this situation?
So it's about looking for the mirror, the reflection of something within myself.
Exactly.
Okay.
It might be a pattern of resentment,
Yeah.
a belief about not being good enough, or even a past memory that's being triggered.
And by taking responsibility for those inner aspects, I can start to shift the dynamic of the situation.
That's the idea. It's not about condoning bad behavior or denying our own needs,
Right.
but it's about recognizing that we have the power to choose how we respond
Okay.
and what we contribute to the situation.
That's a powerful shift in perspective.
It is, and it's a practice. It doesn't happen overnight.
Right.
But with time and consistency, we can start to see the world through a different lens,
Uh-huh.
one that empowers us to create positive change.
This is so much more than just a set of techniques. It's a whole way of being,
Yes.
a way of relating to ourselves and the world.
You've hit the nail on the head. It's a philosophy of life that emphasizes love, forgiveness, and personal responsibility.
So how do we start putting this philosophy into practice? What are some concrete steps we can take?
Well, one of the most powerful things you can do is to start incorporating the 4 phrases into your daily routine.
Okay.
You can say them silently to yourself, write them down, or even sing them.
I love that. It's like a mantra, a way to constantly remind ourselves of the power of love and forgiveness.
It is, and don't worry about doing it perfectly.
Yeah,
The most important thing is the intention behind the words.
that makes sense. It's not about rote repetition.
No.
It's about coming from a place of sincerity.
Exactly.
Okay.
You can also use the other tools we discussed. Make yourself some blue solar water, try the Haw breath, experiment with the silence pills.
It's like building a toolkit for inner transformation.
It is, and the more you use these tools, the more natural they will become.
This has been such a rich and insightful conversation. I'm feeling so much more equipped to navigate my inner world and create positive change in my life, but I'm sure our listeners are wondering how we can apply this to their specific goals and aspirations.
That's a great point.
Yeah,
Let's talk about how hooponopono can be used to manifest your best life.
perfect. I'm eager to hear more.
Well, it all comes back to that state of zero we were talking about.
Right.
When we clean those memories and limiting beliefs, we open ourselves up to receiving inspiration and guidance from a higher source.
So it's not like we're like magically wishing things into existence. It's more about aligning ourselves with the flow of the universe.
Exactly. And in that state of alignment, things start to fall into place more effortlessly.
Okay.
The right opportunities appear. The right people come into our lives.
So I'm starting to see the connection. So it's not about forcing things to happen.
Right.
It's about creating the inner conditions for them to unfold naturally.
Precisely. And that's why the practice of Ho'oponopono is so powerful.
Okay.
It helps us to let go of the need to control
Right.
and surrender to a greater wisdom.
Makes sense. It's like we're stepping out of our own way and allowing the universe to work its magic.
Yes.
But it's not just about achieving those external goals.
No, it's not.
It's about cultivating a sense of inner peace and fulfillment too.
Exactly.
So even if we don't get that specific job or relationship,
Right.
we'll still be in a better place internally.
Absolutely, because the true transformation is happening within us.
Okay.
We're becoming more aligned with our true selves, more connected to our intuition, our inner wisdom.
That's such a beautiful perspective. It's like the journey itself becomes the reward.
It is, and the more we practice Ho'oponopono, the more we start to see the interconnectedness of everything.
Yeah.
We realize that we're not separate from the universe,
Right.
but rather we're an integral part of it.
So as we heal ourselves, we're also healing the world around us.
Exactly. It's a ripple effect, and that's why I believe Ho'oponopono is such a relevant practice for our times.
It's like an antidote to all the chaos of division we see in the world right now.
It is. It reminds us that we have the power to choose love and forgiveness, even in the face of challenges.
So for our listeners who are just starting their Hooponopono journey, what would you say is the most important thing to remember?
Be patient with yourself. It's a practice, not a quick fix. And remember to approach it with a sense of compassion and curiosity.
It's like learning a new language.
Yes.
It takes time and practice to become fluent.
Exactly. And the more you practice, the more you'll start to experience the transformative power of Ho'oponopono in your own life.
This has been such a fascinating and inspiring deep dive into Ho'oponopono. I'm feeling so grateful for the wisdom you've shared today.
It's been my pleasure. I'm always happy to share this powerful practice with others.
And for our listeners, if you're feeling called to explore Ho'oponopono further, there are plenty of resources available online and in books.
Just remember to keep an open mind and trust your own inner guidance.
And don't forget those 4 simple phrases. I
Yes.
love you, I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you.
They're a powerful reminder of our innate connection to love and forgiveness.
Thank you for joining us today on the Timeless Wisdom Podcast.
It's been my pleasure.
May your journey be filled with peace, harmony, and the transformative power of hooponopono.
Aloha!
Aloha. So we've been talking about taking 100% responsibility and cleaning memories and using tools like blue solar water.
Right.
But how does all this actually translate into, like, say, getting that dream job or finding a loving relationship?
Well, it all comes back to that state of zero we were talking about.
Right.
When we clean those memories and limiting beliefs,
Uh-huh.
we open ourselves up to receiving inspiration and guidance from a higher source.
So it's not like we're magically wishing things into existence.
Right.
It's more about aligning ourselves with the flow of the universe.
Exactly. And in that state of alignment,
Yeah.
things start to fall into place more effortlessly. The right
Yeah.
opportunities appear, the right people come into our lives.
Oh, okay. So I'm starting to see the connection.
Yeah.
So it's not about forcing things to happen.
No.
It's about creating the inner conditions for them to unfold naturally.
Precisely.
I see.
And that's why the practice of hooponopono is so powerful.
Okay.
It helps us to let go of the need to control and surrender to a greater wisdom.
That makes sense. It's like we're stepping out of our own way and allowing the universe to work its magic.
Yes.
I like that.
And it's not just about achieving those external goals.
Right.
It's also about cultivating a sense of inner peace and fulfillment.
So even if we don't get that specific job or relationship,
Yeah.
we'll still be in a better place internally.
Absolutely, because the true transformation is happening within us.
Yeah.
We're becoming more aligned with our true selves, more connected to our intuition and inner wisdom.
It's such a beautiful perspective.
It is.
It's like the journey itself becomes the reward.
It is.
Yeah.
And the more we practice Ho'oponopono, the more we start to see the interconnectedness of everything.
Yeah.
We realize that we're not separate from the universe,
Right.
but rather we're an integral part of it.
So as we heal ourselves, we're also healing the world around us.
Exactly. It's a ripple effect.
Yeah.
And that's why I believe Ho'oponopono is such a relevant practice for our times.
Yeah, it's like an antidote to all the chaos and division we see in the world right now.
It is. It reminds us that we have the power to choose love and forgiveness even in the face of challenges.
So for our listeners who are just starting their Ho'oponopono journey, what would you say is the most important thing to remember?
I would say be patient with yourself.
Okay?
It's a practice, not a quick fix.
Right.
And remember to approach it with a sense of compassion and curiosity.
Yeah, it's like learning a new language.
Yeah,
It takes time and practice to become fluent.
exactly. And the
Yeah.
more you practice,
Yeah.
the more you'll start to experience the transformative power of hooponopono in your own life.
This has been such a fascinating and inspiring deep dive into Hooponopono.
It has.
I'm feeling so grateful for the wisdom you've shared today.
It's been my pleasure.
And for our listeners, if you're feeling called to explore Hooponopono further, there are plenty of resources available online and in books.
That's right.
But for now, just remember,
Yes.
keep an open mind and trust your own inner guidance.
That's the key.
And don't forget those 4 simple phrases.
Yes, please don't.
I love you, I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you.
They really are powerful.
They are powerful.
Powerful reminder of our innate connection to love and forgiveness.
Thank you so much for joining us on the Timeless Wisdom Podcast. May your journey be filled with peace, harmony, and the transformative power of Ho'oponopono.
Aloha.
Aloha.